So, Billy, you picking up anything else on our radars?
Actually, I'm going on Twitter right now to see what the hot shit is right at the moment. So why don't you keep talking about the Anthony Weiner thing for a second?
Well, my personal opinion on this, if you do want my personal opinion, because I'm actually quite an open person.
Well, they're watching this video right now, Brandon. They obviously are interested if they've gotten to this point.
Well, here's the thing. I personally think that, like I said, if they can prove that it went to an underage girl, he probably should step down and maybe even be prosecuted. Because honestly, sending, a picture of yourself to a chick that is under the age of, personally to me, 16, because I know in certain states it's 17, 16, whatever it may be. In New York State where we live, it's obviously 17, but personally I think if it's under 18, I just think that's wrong. And the reason why I think it's wrong is because any chick that is under the age of 18 in their right mind, they may even play around with a person to say, oh yeah, I want to be with you, but when it really comes down to it, they're not going to do it because they have enough smarts to figure out why they wouldn't do it. And they wouldn't do it because it's a simple fact that the guy's way older. They just like to play.
Alright, Principessa 1180 from Twitter asked me to talk about Casey Anthony. And from what I understand, Casey Anthony is a hot chick. She's got some tig old bitties. And since I see her on TV all the time in a courtroom, she's probably a lawyer, I'm guessing? You know anything about this?
Actually, Billy, from what I've been told, she's a child murderer.
A child murderer? What?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
I
No one that hot can honestly have killed a child. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Well, and here's the other thing about killing a child. Me personally, I have...
You killed a child?
No, I have...
You killed a kid? What the fuck, Brandon?
No. Me personally, anyone that can take their own child's life, I have a 4-year-old son myself. Anyone that can take their own child's life, first off, A, they shouldn't be having kids, and B, they need to get their head examined because I could never do that to any human being because I honestly don't have that right to take another human being's life.
Well, from what I'm seeing here, her hair looks better down than up. Way hotter with her hair down.
And as I'm looking at the picture, she kind of actually does look like a little freak, Billy.
Yeah, man, she definitely belongs on the Outer Space Freak Show.
Definitely.
Definitely. But it is confirmed she may have killed her child, and yes, she is on trial right now for the death of her daughter, Kaylee Anthony. Personally, I don't give a fuck. I just think the bitch is hot and she got some tig old bitties. So let's move on, Brandon. What else you got to talk about?
Well, the other thing I want to talk about, and most of like how we were talking about different generations, even for the younger generation out there that might be watching our show. Obviously, there was a great movie, well actually 3 parts of a movie. It was called Back to the Future. They have released a trilogy, and I can tell you one thing, this stuff is great. And honestly, for any child that really wants to have a great time watching a video and to be able to lose yourself in it, Back to the Future is the way to go.
I thought Michael J. Fox was great in that movie.
Well, see, here's the funny thing about that. I don't know if any of you actually watched the Scream Awards when him and Christopher Lloyd were actually, acknowledged for, or whatever, gave awards, whatever it was. He wasn't shaking, and he wasn't, doing all those things like this and all of his interviews because he couldn't control himself.
Oh, he is heavily medicated. He is heavily medicated.
Not only is he heavily medicated, I can't actually go on 100% on saying this, but personally, I really think another reason why his shaking and his moving has stopped and why he actually can act again is because he's been using marijuana.
Now, Brandon, that is quite a statement to be saying that Michael J. Fox is smoking marijuana. I think
It's
that's a
possible.
little outrageous.
It's possible.
You have
'Cause if
nothing
you
to
think
back up
about
that
it,
statement.
It's possible.
I just want to say it personally, Bill Springer does not think that Michael J. Fox smokes marijuana.
Well, because of Parkinson's disease and, you know, the terrible things that the tremors and everything.
Oh, I don't doubt at all that he could actually get a prescription for marijuana.
That's
I just
what I'm
don't think
saying.
he does.
Medicinally, who knows?
I just think he has so much money produced from the Back to the Future trilogy, Teen Wolf, you know, whatever.
Sin City. Or Spin City, my
Spin
bad.
City, yeah, Spin City. Which what's his face was took over for a little while. The
David Spade.
no, not David Spade.
Jesus.
What's his name? Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen actually took over for Michael J. Fox when he left the show. If I am correct, I could be wrong. I don't know. But anyways, you were saying the Back to the Future trilogy was just released.
Yes, it was released, I don't know, let's see, 2010. I know that they were actually acknowledging them for what they did, and obviously you could see that on YouTube. And they did release a 3-disc set that was absolutely awesome.
Bonus features.
Oh yeah, bonus features, everything. This I can tell you, I was on the internet the other day messing around, and I was reliving some Back to the Future, you know, music videos of Huey Lewis in the news. Which honestly, personally, I love.
So
Huey
what I'm
Lewis
noticing
in the
is
news.
everything goes back to either race cars with you or 1980s music.
Well, I am old school. I like my 80s music. I'm kind of stuck in the 80s, even though I was born in 84. I don't know how to explain it. That's just how it worked out, and that's what works for me. And what I can tell you is one thing. It's kind of funny that AMG is releasing a 2012 DeLorean.
2012 DeLorean.
2012 DeLorean.
It's big
You can
news,
find
people.
it. You can find it on the internet. I saw this video myself. This car looks sick. And
It's ill? Like it's got
yeah.
like cancer or something?
No, not ill. And what I mean by ill, like in obviously with Brandon Snow's car talk, from what I can tell, they didn't really show
Hold up.
too much of the
That
engine.
was a shameless plug.
From what I can go ahead.
Continue. Go ahead. Go
From
ahead.
what I can tell, the reason why they released this car is because they're going to do another movie. Because obviously, if you've actually watched all 3 movies, it really actually didn't end.
Well, if you watch all 3 movies, by the time you get to the 3rd, you're pretty sick of the shit. To be honest.
Well, that might be true, but me personally, I just like to actually see the ending of the actual movie, you know, maybe with them incorporating Doc Brown's kids as Genius, you know, and I know that just the movie was great, and it's a great movie, and I think it would be really awesome if they actually would push for it.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all. I do know that recently they, well not recently, but somewhat recently they released a video game. And
Which was sweet.
and I've never played personally, but I know they got a pretty good voice actor to play Marty McFly in the movie.
Which I think is kind of messed up. And it's nothing against the guy that did it, and maybe Michael J. Fox at the time couldn't do it, but if they had Doc Brown in it, and they had Biff, and they had everybody else that was in that personally, they definitely should have had Michael J. Fox in it.
Alright, we're wrapping things up. Peace.
1,000? There's no way that could be right.